Extinct cards are cards that you can't actively buy on the market without sniping because they're super rare and the price range is set way too low. And sometimes trading with these cards are the easiest coins you will ever make in Ultimate Team, but there's a lot more to it than just buying it while it's extinct and selling afterwards, because there's so much more opportunity to get in after they update the price range 100% of the time. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Trading to Glory video. My name is Sean, aka Elite. As I mentioned, we're talking a little bit about extinct cards, most specifically Renan Lodi, and we're going to use that as an example because he won't be the last extinct card this year that we're going to make profit on. And we're going to talk about how after they get that update, there's a lot of panic selling and there's another wave of opportunity to buy. We're also going to take a look at Team of the Week 6, kind of find some complement links to that Team of the Week, because for the last 3 weeks, we've found the complement link that works best. We've invested in it, and even while the sky is falling and the market is dropping, we end up making profit. So we're going to try to make that 4 weeks in a row. So let's go ahead and hop into today's video. As you guys can see, I'm at about 2 million coins, which isn't all of my coins, of course. We've still got tons of Renan Lodi to sell. We've got a few for 100,000 coins. In fact, we've got a few for more than 100,000 coins, because buying this Renan Lodi after it got released with that price range, it was capped at 100K, and then it got updated to 200K. And of course, he was going to settle over 100,000 coins, especially when you consider the price of Ferland Mendy being about 90,000 coins. It couldn't have been cheaper than that. This card is dynamic. It can get upgraded. It's got better links, and it was only in packs for 4 days. So that is obviously going to be more expensive than Ferland Mendy. So I wasn't worried too much about it going down in settling at 90 or 100K, but what I was a little worried about was this card going down under 100K due to panic selling on the card. So what we see with Renan Lodi, I'm going to show you guys on FUTBIN real quick, and it'll really illustrate how these cards get panic sold and then they go right back up. And especially given this is a card that has no more supply, and the entire time that it was in packs, it was extinct. It meant that everybody that wanted that card and couldn't snipe it ended up just buying it today. So the demand was still there for sure. But let's take a look at this hourly graph and see what happened yesterday when it got updated. As you guys can see, it was about 100,000 coins, okay? And then when it got updated, it started at 200K, and it's not really going to accurately represent this, but it went all the way down to like 105 and 106, okay? That was the lowest point it was. You could snipe some for 100, but that's about the low point that it got during this hour. And that was because everybody that had bought a Renan Lodi during the time that it was out of packs, or not out of packs, but not on the market, and saving them for the price range update, sold at the same time. The undercutting was unreal. The panic selling was unreal, and it got down to 105,000 coins. Well, over the course of the day, the panic selling faded away, and it just rose in price consistently all throughout the day. And as you guys can see, it has settled at 137,000 coins as of right now. If I were to sell, I'm trying to get like 145 out of them at the minimum. And you might ask, okay, well, we've got this card and we've made good profit on it. We've made, you know, if we sold it for 145 and times 10, we've made 400,000 coins on 10 cards, which is a great return on investment. That's great. We've made a lot of coins, but is it the best time to sell? And for me, I don't think it is. I think he does go higher, especially once we know Atletico Madrid are going through. Now, if Atletico Madrid throw and they don't go through to the knockout stages, then this card isn't going to get that upgrade, and he could drop pretty significantly, because then his value really drops overall. So that's the only situation in where it wouldn't be good to hold, but we're also looking for our next investments. Now, we saw how Fred rose out of packs. We see how Renan Lodi is probably going to rise out of packs as well, but we also are getting close to Thursday, and that is always the day where shit hits the fan. It drops in price quite significantly, and we see these card prices, even the ones that are out of packs, go down. So that leads me into the next segment of today's video, and it comes down to the squads that we're currently rocking. So I did that Bernardo Silva, which is why we're down in coins a little bit. And I also did a team takedown with Capgun Tom. I believe it's already up on his channel. And when you play team takedown, you end up losing coins. There's actually not a situation where you make coins in team takedown. But I ended up losing a little bit of coins off of that, and it put us a little bit back in our trading to glory. But of course, we made all those coins back with the trades that we've made with Fred and Lodi, but it's not as much coins as we would have had. But the point is, we're looking at a squad where we're probably losing coins on most cards. We've held this squad for about a week and a half now, or maybe 2 weeks at this point, and over 2 weeks, especially this early in the game when the market is really, really dropping, you're going to lose coins. So I bought this Goretzka for 102,000 coins, and it has a shadow card, which will add, another 3,000 coins of value to it, but it's not going to sell for 100,000 coins anymore. No way. It's going to sell for about 85,000 coins is what Leon Goretzka is going to sell for. So you're going to lose coins, but here's the thing. You're going to lose more if you don't sell now and wait until you sell at the end of this weekend or during this weekend or even on Thursday night. Everything's going to drop even harder. We're also seeing that Rulebreaker promo, which when you log into Ultimate Team, it shows you a little bit of a kind of teaser where it shows you the card design for Rulebreakers. Here's a cool thing about Rulebreakers. They always upgrade one stat. And that's what they've done for a ton of different Scream promos and Halloween promos. They've upgraded one stat. I'm interested to see if they do something different this year. But what we're expecting is you look at cards like Lewandowski, and he might get into the Scream promo, right? And they take him, and instead of having 78 pace, he'll have 92, okay? And the rest of the card is the exact same. Sometimes they'll take a Renan Lodi, and instead of, 80 physicality, he'll have 95, right? They take one of those low stats, like on Jordan Henderson, it could be pace again, or maybe even defense. They could make him have 96 defense, right? But he still has 66 pace, so how much are you going to use it? Canales, if they put him into the promo, then they'd make him have, 94 shooting. But the rest of the card stays the same. So that's kind of what you got to expect from this new promo. And it should be a fun one. It's a really good time for it. It's still early enough in the year where it's going to be relevant. These cards are going to be usable, but it's not going to be really a ton of those cards that end up being usable throughout the year. If you take a look back at FIFA 21, I mean, realistically, by the time that FUT Future Stars always come out, or any of those promos post Team of the Year, all of these promos we see right now are going to be quite irrelevant. I mean, the only cards that are going to hold value are going to be the upgraded Cristiano Ronaldos and the Messis and all of those guys, which are only expensive because it's Ronaldo, Messi, and Mbappe and all of them, because the card itself is really, really good. The gold card is going to last longer. So that's something to consider with these. You're not going to be holding them for a long time. If you do, you will lose coins, but it's still fun to trade around with. Let's take a look at the new Team of the Week now, where we can see and kind of take a look at what complement links could possibly end up working for us over the course of the next few days. And when I say complement links, I want to remind you that you're looking for a card that's good, that's usable, but will also, on top of that, get into people's squads. So when we saw Anderson Talisca, you knew that the only way to get him into people's squads was Algebra and Paulinho. So those cards rose quite a bit in price. When you saw Tchouaméni, there's plenty of options to go with that link to Tchouaméni's inform, but Ben Yedder was the most obvious one with that hyperlink. And when it was Memphis Depay that we were trading with, it was Frankie de Jong with that hyperlink. So let's take a look now and see what are the best Team of the Week cards that are going to be packed enough, and what are those complement links. And for me, there's two that stand out more than anything, and it's going to be Alaba and it's going to be Upamecano. Those two, I think, are the prime cards that people are going to get out of this Team of the Week. You might say, well, Elite, what about Mohamed Salah? He's the best card in the Team of the Week. You're not wrong about that, but you've also got to consider how many people are going to get Mohamed Salah as a choice, right? there's not going to be nearly as many people that get Mohamed Salah as they get Upamecano as a choice, because 91 rating, much harder to pack even in a player pick than an 84 rated card. I'm sure we'll see quite a few Simeones, and we might be able to look, I believe that's Hellas Verona, which is in the Serie A. So there are, Argentinians in Serie A that you could link it to. Dybala, Lautaro Martinez, stuff like that. So maybe Simeone would have links. It's not a terrible card. And then you've also got Atal. He's 81 rated. I think a lot of people actually might take Atal and try to link him up. So we'll try to see if there's any Algerians, maybe OGC Nice cards. Not too sure what would link to Atal to get him in to people's teams, because that's going to be a tough one. It's really, really tough to go fully gun. You're going to have to really go with orange links to Atal. There's no one card that really stands out to me to make that card work. So that might take a little bit more research. Maybe you can find a card that works for you, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that would work brilliantly for that Atal. However, for Upamecano, I can think of things that would work brilliantly. And the first one, Alphonso Davies, okay? It's actually a card that I use in my team, Upamecano and Alphonso Davies. I use both of them. So Davies, despite the fact that he is 82 rated, he's actually the only non-board drop in the game that's worth over 10,000 coins, and he's still upwards of 20k, I believe. So he's not a terrible card even at this point in the game, and all it takes is a little compliment link. It doesn't matter what his rating is, he will go up. And when we look at Alaba, you might want to go with Courtois in goal. You might want to go with Ferland Mendy at left back as well. Those two are going to be solid. Maybe for Upamecano, you might want to go with Casteels. You might think, well, okay, why Casteels? That doesn't seem very good. It doesn't get a strong link. However, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll see Upamecano, they might buy LaCroix and Casteels to link it. So LaCroix could also be a decent investment. Now, I'm not going to invest in Casteels. That's more of a stretch. I'm probably going to go for Alphonso Davies and Ferland Mendy. Those are going to be my guys, I think. But there's definitely other options. There's definitely other cards that I'm overlooking. Smith Rowe, honestly, not even a terrible card. 87 pace, 4-star, 4-star. He's got okay stats. It's not going to be the easiest card to link into your team, but it's not going to be that hard. It's EPL. And the thing about EPL is there's so many different options, so it's hard to narrow down just one of them. But I'm not sure how many people are going to actually use Smith Rowe. I feel like even if you're an Arsenal fan, you probably throw him on the bench as a super sub. For me, I think the main guys are Upamecano and Alaba, and I'll probably be investing in, Ferland Mendy and Alphonso Davies are kind of the ones that stand out to me the most. Maybe I'm overlooking some other cards. I'm thinking left backs and goalkeepers. I don't think there's any right backs. Mukiele, that's actually not a terrible investment. Mukiele links to Upamecano, and he's also road to the final. It's actually in my squad. So there's a couple of references in my team here where you look at Upamecano, and this Mukiele card would get a strong link to him. And it's not a terrible card either. So what's that going for currently? And it's out of packs. It's kind of looking like it's going to be one of the best investments for... Oh, wow. He is 60k already? Oh, wow. Nice little profit on that, which we got for 44,000 coins. So we profit off a card I didn't even mean to profit off of, but I do mean to profit off of it this next time. He could go higher. That compliment link is going to be big. So those are some of the cards that come to mind for me. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. That's going to be it for today's episode of Trading to Glory. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. 525 likes is the goal. And subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course. And if you made it to the end of today's video, as always, I've got a word for you to comment down below so I know who the real OGs are. And that word today is going to be squash. Okay, it's a vegetable. It also can be used as a verb. Squash. Go ahead and comment that down below. Maybe fit it into your sentence to make it so it's not so obvious to the people who didn't make it to the end of the video, because somebody might have made it 6 minutes into the video and then checked the comments and seen everybody typing the word squash, and then they want to get in on the action, but they're not actually a true OG that made it to the end of the video. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Check out all the links down below if you want to see my social medias. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.